Happy Wednesday, friends and fellow movie nerds. Welcome to Wednesday Up Late, the new and improved version of Up Late with Glenn and Chloe. I am Chloe.
And I'm Glenn.
Hi, Glenn. How are you today?
I'm amazing, Chloe. How are you?
I'm good. I just want to say welcome to everyone to our lovely little vodcast, who was sprung from the Good Movie Monday podcast that you can hear on Mondays, obviously. Now, we sprung up a couple of years ago, and when I say new and improved, I mean that if your eyeballs just can't handle the heat that we are throwing out there, we also now come in podcast form, don't we, Glenn?
We do, and podcasting is what we love, and therefore, why didn't we do this right from the beginning?
I don't know. Dum-dums. Dum-dums is what we are. Thanks to Podbean, you can find us across all platforms wherever you listen to other less good podcasts. But here at the team at Good Movie Monday and Up Late, we definitely do recommend Newsly, though, because Newsly is not only an app for podcasts. You can find and access news from all over the world delivered to the palm of your hand or however you use your smart device. It even reads the news to you in like a really nice, natural human voice. So yeah, definitely go that way. If you do, however, like watching great looking people and funny people, you can just jump over to our YouTube or Facebook page for full episodes. Or even the website. Glenn, can you remember what the website is? Because it's just disappeared from my brain.
Well, the website's goodmoviemonday.com, and you can click on the Up Late tab, and that'll take you straight to our landing page. If you want to be nerdy about it, you could go goodmoviemonday.com/uplate. It'll get you the same thing.
We're forward slashing. But that's enough about us, Glenn. Tell me, what do you think about us?
Well, firstly, most guys always forward slash. That's something to bear in mind. I've never done a backward slash, and yes, I don't think I've got the.
Sounds like
I don't think I've got the
something-
reach.
That sounds like something people would pay for.
Yeah, well, that's true. It's like that image of Kardashian with the wine glass and she's pouring the That's a backward flash.
That's so good.
So what was the question again?
So good. That's pretty much that's perfect. That's exactly how I wanted you to answer that question. So
Okay,
that is completely fine. Oh, so what's going on in the news world with you, Glenn?
Well, I wish I had a lot of news to bring to this because I don't, as I've been saying on last week's episode as well as the Good Movie Monday podcast. I'm moving house, and so my focus is just not on cinema at the moment, and it's very hard for me to focus. So,
my goodness. Well, shall I tell you about the movies that I ended up watching this weekend then?
You can, and I'll be very interested to know if it's one I also watch because I have tried to cram a couple of movies in amongst everything else.
Crammed them, hey, yeah. So I finally ended up watching Weird, the Weird Al Yankovic biopic, and
yes, me too.
It was so good. It was so good.
No. It was precisely what I predicted it would be, and I did not really enjoy it at all.
What? Come on.
I didn't. You know what? I appreciate things about it, right? I love Weird Al, obviously, and I love that this was not his biopic, right? I love that this was just a joke. The whole film was a joke, and my problem with that was it was a great joke, but it was just one joke. Like the whole film was one joke, and I just think they missed so many opportunities to be completely hilarious. It had set pieces, but by the end of it, I'm like, you've told this joke in how many ways now? Like I'm kind of a bit over
it. See, I don't know. I kind of appreciated the way that they ran it, especially to like the ending. I'm not going to give away the ending for anyone who hasn't seen it, but I have to say, this movie did make me laugh out loud, which is hard to do these days. And I think it half had to do with Daniel Radcliffe. I just fucking loved seeing him as Weird Al. I just got such a sick pleasure out of seeing him like that. I don't know what it was. Well, but
I agree.
The fight scene in the diner, the unnecessary action scene when Madonna got kidnapped. Fuck me. That was just, it was just awesome.
So, I mean, he proved me, I wouldn't say proved me wrong because I said I had hopes for it, but I wasn't so sure about him, but he definitely proved me wrong in that aspect. I think he was fantastic, right? It was more the way it was written in the story and how it was just repetitive. But the one scene that I think is one of the funniest movie moments I've seen in a few years is definitely the pool scene around the pool with all of the celebrities, right?
Yeah.
And I think what made that funny, not only was it just inherently funny, there were so many spot the actor moments in there, right?
Right.
Like, for example,
that was me on the couch. Yeah.
Salvador Dali was played by Emo Phelps, right? It was Emo Phelps, who is one of my all-time favorite comedians. He was in the previous Weird Al Yankovic movie, and moments like that. You had the guy playing Pee Wee Herman. You had Divine. Like, it was just cram-packed with celebrities, but the jokes were hilarious, particularly when he just made that song up off the top of his head.
Yeah.
Was it Enough One Rides the Bus? I think was the one.
Yeah. From Another One Bites the Dust.
Gold.
I loved seeing Conan O'Brien as Andy Warhol. That just didn't fit whatsoever. It was horrid. It was just so horridly amazing. And the fact that I actually thought whoever was playing Pee Wee Herman was Pee Wee Herman. They actually did. And it was Yorma. Yorma Taccone. He did such a good job. I have to actually give credit to him for that.
I need to go back again because nearly every single celebrity in that scene was somebody from the comedy world.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Like even people you don't recognize, if you look up their names in the credits, you go look what they do. They're probably prominent figures, and yeah,
absolutely.
That to me made it worth watching alone. But yeah, there we go.
It was great. I'm so glad I watched it. I watched it with the hubby, and even though he did fall asleep halfway through it, he was excited to watch it.
Yeah, cool.
Another one I watched was Somebody I Used to Know, that was directed by Dave Franco, Alison Brie. I did like watching the little reunion, the little community reunion with Alison Brie and Danny
McBride. No, not Danny McBride.
Pudi, Danny Pudi.
Yep.
That was really, really nice. It was a good movie. I'm not going to rave about it. I don't think it's rave worthy, but I did.
Although she does get her kid off in this, doesn't she?
A few times, yeah. A few times.
Wonderful.
Good on her, by the way. Like, good for her. And it was nice that, her and Dave are obviously married, and they got to work together on this, produce it, write it together. I think they did a really good job. Again,
yeah, cool.
I'm not going to rave about it, but it was good. It was worth watching.
Right. We're not raving here.
No, not raving. And speaking of not raving, should we change paces and do a little game?
You just want to get into the games. You're just hungry.
I do. I love a good game. I love a good game. We've got some good ones. Got some good ones today.
What order are we doing these? What's the first one?
The first one, I thought we could start off with a little revisit back to the old Up Late with Glenn and Chloe and get some Would You Rathers underway.
All right, sounds like a good idea.
They tended to be one of my favorites. So
it's a good game. I have 4 of these planned.
Samesies.
Woohoo!
Woo!
Look, you're in control of this episode. You can go first.
Oh, okay. Beauty before brains, I guess. All right, my first one, and I don't know if we've done this before. We might have, but I'm going to start with this one anyway. Star Wars or Lord of the Rings?
Well, that's a tricky one because that depends what moment in time we're talking about, like in my life.
In this moment.
In this moment, I'm fatigued by both of them. So
there is a lot of it going around. That's true.
I want to say Star Wars, right? Star Wars has a little bit more to offer. For me, I think going back to the original trilogy when it was released, you've got those theatrical cuts, but then you've got the director's cuts, the ones that he sort of, butchered a little bit. There's some stuff in there that's fun. You've got the spin-off movies, you've got the Ewoks, you've got the cartoons, you've got the TV shows, which I'm not into, but it gives me more to work with as a franchise. Lord of the Rings would be the first trilogy only. That is like, masterpiece or, accolade worthy. Because I'm not that interested in the rest of Lord of the Rings, particularly that new Amazon series, which I thought was shite.
I still haven't gotten to that, surprisingly.
Yeah.
The new Amazon series, but not even The Hobbit.
I like The Hobbit, but it need only be one movie, right? They stretched it into 3 movies. There was one particular moment that I thought this is phenomenal, and that was the river scene with the barrels.
Oh, that was fun. Yeah.
An incredible moment, just cinematically speaking. But the rest of it, I just kept thinking, well, this was just one little book. It's the smallest book in the entire Lord of the Rings, fucking legacy, and yet they've stretched it into what, 7-8 hours?
I definitely think that maybe not one movie, two. It definitely could have been a double feature. Three movies, I think it definitely was stretching it. But
okay, fair enough. But do you not?
I think you got a little bit more character development.
Yeah,
in the three
possibly.
movies.
But do you not think though that it was why would you stretch one little children's book, because The Hobbit is a children's book, into three movies trying to emulate what Lord of the Rings was? Why not make it The Hobbit that Tolkien wrote?
Symmetry.
Do you think so though? I think there'd be more symmetry if it was just one movie. That one movie could be 3 hours long, but just anyway, that's just.
Again, I'd watch a 3 hour long Hobbit movie, definitely. But I did feel like they were trying to appreciate the story. The same thing with like Harry Potter's, like they cut so much out of it when they made those movies, especially from the books, that fans like myself did get quite upset when they cut a lot of stuff out. So I feel like they were, obviously they were trying to make a lot of money from it, which they could, and they did.
Cash cow.
Exactly right. But also they did the fans sort of a solid, and they stretched it out, gave us more character development.
That does shit me, right? I don't buy into the whole, fans were upset because they cut things out, because that's what a fucking movie is, right? There are so many movies based on books, like thousands of movies based on books. Most of them you've never even heard of the book, but I'll guarantee you the movies are nothing like the book. That's the job of a movie, is to take from the source material, craft it into something that's presentable and palatable in film. That's what a film is. It's not a book, it's a film. And so when fans get pissed off about that shit, I'm like, fucking hell, you've got the books. Go read them. These are not books. Anyway.
I think it's a hard one. Well, no, it is, because as an avid reader, the thought of one of my favorite books coming to the screen and actually getting to see what's in my head up on the screen and then having half of it cut out is a little bit dissatisfying.
Case in point.
At the same time. So.
Two cases in point. Never-ending story. It's a quarter of the book. The movie is a quarter of the book, right? So back then, fans loved the movie, but if they actually were readers, they'd probably like, it's not the book. And then
probably did.
Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Very, very pale reflection of the book.
That was the
incredible
30s.
Movie.
That was the 30s.
Oh, okay. So
they also used fucking arsenic and lead paint on people's skin. You can take what they do as a grain of salt.
It was asbestos, but yes. Anyway,
asbestos. That's right.
Arsenic would kill them like that.
So does asbestos.
All right. So that was a very long first round.
Sorry. Yes.
Okay. So I'll make mine a quick one. So would you rather salted butter popcorn or multicolored candied popcorn?
Oh, I love them both, but definitely the salted butter.
See, quick round.
I love salted butter. My grandmother, on the other chance, she would definitely say the rainbow.
So what are your thoughts on lollygobble bliss bombs?
It's been a really long time since I've had those, but fucking delicious.
In my day when I had the video store, they were like one of my number one sellers with movies.
Yeah.
Because they were like, what was it? It was like almond. It was like a nutty flavored caramel.
I know. It was just really good. Food in general is really good.
Yeah, I agree. That should be our spin-off podcast.
That's another, just us talking about food that we like and drooling into the microphones.
Which is bang the shit out of
it. My pickles. I can do it with my pickles. That came out wrong. Ignore that. Okay, so for a full day, you have to wear this. Full day. You have to go out in public. Just carry on with your day as normal. Would you rather wear Carrie Fisher's gold bikini when she was a slave for Jabba the Hutt, or Borat's mankini?
Well, the bikini I've got the tits for.
You can fill them out quite nicely.
I would choose Princess Leia's get up.
Yeah.
For sure.
As would any other normal person.
I will leave the mankini for Ben from Good Movie Monday. Much more of a... We talked about that on the recent episode as well. Yes.
You could go out into public in Borat's mankini with your wife and be like,
So
my wife.
she kind of has like does she have the bagel things when she's wearing that?
Oh, I can't.
Or does she just have the
hair.
pretzel tits? She just has the pretzel tits.
I'm pretty well. She fills them out nicely, and then she has like the sheer sort of lacy things on the side, and
that in a heartbeat because it's a bit more modest. And what am I?
Oh, okay.
What am I? But modest?
That's exactly what you want. You're not fooling anybody, Glenn.
Nobody wants to see me in a mankini. That's all it comes down to.
All right, what's your next one?
All right. So, would you rather center front row of a cinema or very back row in the corner?
Very back row in the corner. You never sit in the front row. No.
Interesting. Where do you normally sit in a cinema?
So I'll go like 3/4 up to the top, almost to the top, maybe like 5 rows down, and in the center.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah,
interesting. Cool.
Yeah, you get good sound, you get a good visual. It's just good.
Cool. All right.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. What about you? Where do you sit?
Well, Ben and I, once again from Good Movie Monday podcast, we've got to plug that every time we can.
Mr.
He and I go to the cinemas all the time, and in fact, I think if everything goes to plan, you're going to be joining us in a couple of weeks' time, which could be problematic for where you sit in the cinemas because where we sit in the cinema is, say, you know how you walk into a cinema and you've got those front 4 rows, and then you've got like a step up to the rest of the cinema. So we're usually 3 rows back. So not quite center of the way up. So
That's
we are
okay.
still to the front, and then we're kind of on the aisle. And here's the thing, like that's always been my preference. It's almost, I want to say, scientific because I used to listen to the Roger Ebert or read Roger Ebert's essays and reviews, and he had a very strategic, scientific based strategy on where to sit. And it all had to do with distance from screen, peripheral, and sound. So I started doing that, and I found out that it kind of works really well. And Ben never did it, but when he started going to the cinema with me, he was like, hang on, this is amazing because your peripheral cuts the screen just enough that it's not going past your peripheral. So your scope is the screen, and the sound from this particular position just hits you perfectly. It's a hard thing to explain unless you sort of sit there. But
you're gonna have to open my eyes up when we go to this screening.
Yeah, but it's not so forward that it's overwhelming, but it's not so far back that the screen is too small. Like it's good.
Okay.
It's good distance.
Okay. Look, I'm open. I'm open to try many different things, and cool. I'll give it a go. But if it's shit, I'll let you know. Also,
yeah, I don't doubt that. It's just something to talk about on the next show, whenever it is.
That's true. Now, if you were to choose out of a rom-com or a sports-based movie, what would you choose?
The best of both genres are amazing. So that's a very tricky one. I'd probably go rom-com.
Okay.
Yep.
Do you have a particular one that springs to mind?
Immediately one of my favorite rom-coms would be Annie Hall, because it kind of set a template for all rom-coms to come. Mm-hmm. But, something like Serendipity is amazing. Return to Me with Minnie Driver and David Duchovny, incredible. I love My Big Fat Greek Wedding, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I like a really strong emotional core to a rom-com, but still have hilarity. Notting Hill, a good example.
Oh, good one. Yeah.
That's
a good one. Definitely.
But Annie Hall is always the example I sort of lead with.
Yeah. I've heard you say that before too.
Yeah. It's a good one.
Yeah.
Groovy. What are we at? Okay. An after movie chit chat at a pancake house or a burger joint.
Burger joint.
Oh wow! You didn't even.
Not
have
even
to
a
think
question.
I mean,
no.
You didn't even give a moment of pause for TikTok effect.
Burgers and beers.
Right.
Burgers and beers all day, every day, son.
Did we share a burger and beer when we had dinner? No, we did. I was on the bloody Fireball, but
you were on the Fireball and apple cider. And I did have a fireball and milk shot with a random girl I saved at the toilet.
Hideous.
I don't remember what I ate that night.
But yeah, no,
I know there was no mushrooms.
I like where you're going though. Burger joint.
Yep.
Yeah.
Burgers and beers.
Or even
Always.
a hot dog. A hot dog and beers.
Nah, it's got to be a good cheeseburger. Extra pickles.
Okay. Excellent.
Extra pickles. All right, you got to choose one.
Okay.
Norm Macdonald or Mel Brooks? I know this is hard for you.
You son of a bitch.
I finally got you. I finally got you.
Well, both absolute geniuses.
Mm-hmm.
My goodness. This is probably only to the benefit of the people that are watching this video as opposed to listening. But you know that TikTok thing which we've done where you do the flick of the head and you between.
Yep.
I've watched people trying to do the forward nod to try and choose both, and I feel like a forward nod is appropriate. But look, I'm going to go with Norm.
Mm-hmm.
Both boundary pushers, right? Both crossed the line many times in positive ways. But I think just my connection with Norm Macdonald from a teenage perspective growing up, I'm going to go with Norm.
Good old
Norm. That's
a
fucking horrible question to ask me, Chloe.
I know. You've done it to me and I've done it to you. I finally got you.
Well, I'm going to get you big time right now.
No.
Would you rather
Oh, no.
erase all memory of Justin Long's work or
You shut your filthy mouth.
Erase all memory of Sean Astin's work?
What the fuck, dude? What? No, I can't.
Yeah,
it's Sophie's choice.
Forward nod. Forward nod.
That's really mean.
As if your question wasn't. Jesus.
Oh my God.
Come on.
No, don't do that. That's not. I'm a bad decision maker as it is. I can't.
Rationalize it, damn it. Talk it out.
No, I can't talk it out because I already know the answer. Like, as if I'm
say
gonna,
it then. Just say
as
it.
If fuck you, Glenn.
Do it.
As if I'm gonna erase Sean Astin's work. I can't. You can't do that. You can't do that.
Are you serious? That is where you went with that?
That's where I went. 100%. That's where I fucking went.
Well, that's a great answer. That is a great answer. Not where I expected it to go. And
I want to cry right now because if Justin Long ever saw this, he won't, but he ever saw this.
But don't you think?
I would be devastated.
Don't you think that Justin Long would really understand that?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He would understand that. I still feel terrible saying that because it would hurt his feelings still.
Like myself.
And dodgeball. Like
myself.
Jeepers Creepers. No.
He is humble.
He is. He's an amazing human being.
One of the
as
many
well
things
as gorgeous.
we share. One of the many things we share.
I've had too many fruit tingles.
Shall we? What else have we got in movie news? Is there anything recently worth talking about?
Yes, I did want to ask you this one question before, and I wanted to clarify. The CG animation, is that the same type of animation that Mitchell's versus the Machines uses?
Yeah, CG
and
animation,
Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, and CG animation is just computer-generated animation. So any kind
Great.
Nearly every kind of animation right now is CG.
Okay, so there is talks that Seth Rogen is producing and making this new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie in this CG animation. And if it comes out like Mitchell's versus the Machines and Into the Spider-Verse, I'm going to shit my pants because John Cena's in it, Paul Rudd's in it, Maya Rudolph's in it, Hannibal Burgess, Rose Byrne, Ice Cube. Like, the cast is phenomenal.
Yeah, look, I'm going to be skeptical about this. I think it's a very, very tricky property to adapt, right? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, arguably, and most people would probably agree, it's only been done well once, which would be the 1989.
I thought it was 1990.
It might have been that. Yeah, that original live action one with the Jim Henson puppet turtles, and
completely agreeing with you there.
Then, I think Kevin Smith was behind the TMNT all CGI version, and that was pretty average, and it went all mystical with the Japanese dragons and shit like that, which granted was in the comics or the original animated series, just didn't translate well. And then you had the Michael Bay ones with Megan Fox. they were a bit of fun. I don't think they were terrible. But now, I don't think this is how we should get another Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. I think go back to live action. I think that's where it is. And maybe still have the Turtles CG, right? Like the Michael Bay ones. But give us something that is much more aligned with, I reckon, the original cartoon, not the ones that came subsequently over the years, because there's been so many incarnations. Anyway, and I don't think Seth Rogen doing it is anything to get excited about.
Oh, I think he's phenomenal. I think he does a really great job with most things that he does. I'm of the complete opposite opinion. And I think that I would totally go see that, especially having young kids. That's a great movie to go and watch. So, if it's going to be a little bit more adult.
Let's talk about the last CGI thing he did. Is that worth remembering?
Sausage Party?
Yeah.
It was so fun. Are you kidding me?
Arguably one of the worst films in history. Like, I'm not even talking the last few years. Like, in history. It is once again, it's a one joke movie that is just like, it's funny for 5 minutes. And then, anyway, we won't go there, but it's something we've discussed on the podcast many times over. It's awful.
Well, I mean, I don't have like major opinions on it either way. I think it was fun and it was funny and I had fun watching it, but I don't know. I just feel like I think he's very much a child at heart, very goofy, like a goofy goober type of guy. So
goofy goober.
He is. He's a goofy goober, and it just fits so well into that TMNT sort of mentality. I think he could really nail it.
Well, like everything, whether I'm skeptical or not, I will still reserve judgment, and we'll find out what it's like when it happens.
Fine.
All right. So what are we doing next? We got a game?
Yeah. You want to do another game? I think we should do another game.
That sounded so deflated just then.
No, it's fine. It's
okay,
fine.
Cool. It's not the come down from the drink there, is it?
No, I'm still going. Going. Yay.
Excellent.
All right, let's do some quick fire, I reckon.
So what kind of drink is that?
It's a vodka drink and it tastes like Fruit Tingles.
Yes, I know the one. Excellent.
And it's wonderful, and it's pink, and it just makes me happy.
I asked only because I thought it might be Lifesaver, and I had a gag to go with, but never mind.
Oh, rightio. Let's do some quick fire. You go first.
All right, quick fire. So just to explain to people, this is where we name famous people, and you've got to list their three best as quickly as you can without thinking about it too much. Even if that's not actually your definitive answer, it's what comes to your head first.
It's what comes out first. Right.
All right. So I do have 4 people here.
Me too. I've got 4 people. I have a kind of theme as well.
Okay.
It was unintentional.
All right. Well, let's just go with a flow on from the last conversation. Seth Rogen.
All right. Superbad. Why am I blanking all of a sudden? Sausage Party probably won't make it into the top 3. Superbad. What's that other one he did? Knocked Up. That's a great one.
That's a good one.
And Zack and Mary Make a Porno. Yeah,
the Smith movie. Good one.
Great movie. I'm actually due for a rewatch on that.
You just slingshot those words willy-nilly sometimes. Great movie.
I need to learn some new describing words. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones. Okay, so I'd go, Sandlot.
Okay.
Yes, okay. I will go Empire Strikes Back.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm blanking. I wanted to say Driving Miss Daisy, but that was a stage show he was in, which I saw, which was amazing. No, I'm not a fan of that.
What? Not a fan of The Lion King?
I'm not.
Excuse me? You're too good for The Lion King?
It's a rip-off of 2 different films.
Okay.
Anyway.
Conversation for another day. I can't deal with you right now.
Oh, jeez. Thank you very much. James Earl Jones, another one. Oh, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he was in Conan the Barbarian, and I enjoy that thoroughly.
Oh, Arnie, I like it.
Yeah. Oh, nice, but he's also in Soul Man, and I love Soul Man. as wrong as it is to admit that. And I think he's worth watching that movie alone for. So,
Okay. Well, that's 4. That's great. You exceeded expectations.
yeah, but we're not sticking to the rules of this game. They're supposed to be.
I know. Never is, though.
All
We
right.
make our own rules.
So is it my turn to ask you? Okay, Woody Harrelson.
Oh, okay. So, as people who have watched us previously know, Woody Harrelson really used to creep me out. And I was never a fan of his because I used to find him really weird until I watched Zombieland. So Zombieland has got to be top of that.
Yep.
What else have I watched him in?
Kingpin?
Oh, Hunger Games.
Yes.
Do you like him in Hunger Games?
Yeah,
and
I like him in everything.
A third one I watched just recently.
Was it one of the Planet of the Apes movies?
No, he was a hitman. He was quite funny in it.
Yeah. It was it's the Patrick Hughes movie.
Yeah, with Kevin Hart.
Yep, I'd forgotten the name of that one too. It's from the director of Hitman's Bodyguard, and it's the Toronto something.
Yeah, Toronto, the Toronto
Man.
Toronto Man.
Toronto
Yeah,
Man,
that was quite good. I didn't mind that. So
cool, awesome.
Yeah,
fire away.
All right, Jennifer Lawrence.
Okay, Winter's Bone.
Good one.
Joy.
Mm-hmm.
And Silver Linings Playbook.
Oh, fuck, I love that movie.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Really like that movie. Good. Sorry. Your turn.
Oh, it is too. Emily Blunt.
Ooh. A Quiet Place, which I went to see at the movies.
Wow, that is shocking to me.
I know. Shocking
Impressive,
to me
though.
too. Fucking great. Yes, I like her in that. I do like her in The Devil Wears Prada, obviously. Was that one with Jason Segel? Hey?
Sicario?
No.
Oh.
Isn't that Cicero?
What?
I thought it was Cicero. No, that's not how you pronounce it. No,
Sicario.
Cool. Oh, okay. I was calling it Cicero.
What? Wow.
The one with Jason Segel where it's a rom-com. I don't know what it's called.
Yeah, nor do I. I don't even know the
And
one
it's
you're
got
talking
Alison
about.
Brie in it, and Alison Brie does a terrible British accent in it.
Nah, don't know it. I would,
Don't
but
know
I
the
don't.
name of it.
Yep. All right, moving on.
Moving on. Jim Carrey.
Oh, geez. Me, Myself, and Irene.
Yeah, good one.
Good
as good.
I'd have to say Ace Ventura, original.
Fuck yeah.
And there are so many I could go to for the next one, but I am going to go with The Cable Guy. Because I think that is a very, very underrated movie in many ways and a misunderstood movie. And I just think it deserves a lot of reappraisal. It's just great.
I agree with you. It got pretty shit canned there.
It did.
When it released, it didn't do well.
Simply because it was too dark. People did not. I mean, back then, I don't know if it's a case of audiences were not as sophisticated. I think it was too much of he had come off the back of The Mask, Dumb and Dumber, Ace Ventura, and suddenly he's still silly, but it's a thriller and it's got real serious undertones, and it just didn't make sense to people.
Yeah.
But to me, it did. I don't know what it was, but I understood the references. I understood the he was named after one of the My Three Sons characters. Like, it had so much good pop cultural references in there that I think a lot of people just didn't pick up on. But anyway.
No, I completely agree with you. And also Broderick and Carey. Dream team.
And Jack Black.
Exactly. It's so chock full of goodness, and I agree with you. Underappreciated.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, last one.
Mm-hmm.
Christopher Nolan. Have you seen any?
He's the director, yeah?
Yeah. Huge director. So
I'm
you
gonna have to.
might
I'm
you
gonna have to
might
Google.
say okay. Yeah, look them up. You got Interstellar, you
Look,
got Memento,
I'm
you
gonna
got
have
Dark
to.
Knight.
Give me a second.
Okay, no worries. Do you want some thinking music here? Just
Do,
because
do,
we
do,
do
do,
have an
do,
audience.
do, 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 do. All right, let's have a look here. What has he got? Oh, Inception. That's good. Dunkirk. Top,
All right.
top. Dunkirk is at the top.
Yeah. This is
Inception is
amusing.
really good. I haven't seen Interstellar, Man of Steel. No, I don't think I've ever seen a Batman movie. Not Batman, Superman movie.
Okay, well he didn't direct that anyway, so
Didn't he do Man of Steel?
no, it was Zack Snyder.
Oh.
He produced it.
I'm gonna say.
You're gonna say skip?
I'm gonna say Dunkirk and Inception because that's about it for me.
Okay, cool. There we go. Fantabulous.
All right, your last one.
No, that was it. I've done 4.
I haven't.
Haven't you?
No.
All right, give me one.
Justin Timberlake. JT.
Okay. Southland Tales. I don't recall too many JT movies.
Friends with Benefits. Great movie.
It's a good
Mila
movie.
Kunis.
I'm not gonna knee jerk and fucking say that one. Give me a list.
Okay.
No, we've already broken the rules here. I'm discussing this. It's supposed to come off the top of my head.
Well, he was in that one with chick with the big eyes, Amanda Seyfried. He was in that one where he has you have your life expectancy and they take
Yep.
years off you.
I know the one. Didn't like it. It wasn't Timeless. It was In Time, I think it was called.
I'll take your word for it.
I'm just not going to answer it. I'm just going to say Southland Tales and leave it at that.
Okay. If you come up with anything else, let me know.
Well, no, otherwise it's boring.
It's boring?
For people to listen to me just going, I don't know.
Well, that's okay. You don't have to. It's fine. But we're going to jump back on the animation train.
Oh, are we? Okay.
Yeah, because I heard that another movie has been in talks and they want to turn it animation. And I don't know how I feel about it. Have you heard about this?
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, so no.
Well, Zach Galifianakis wants to make a Hangover Part 4, but he wants to make it animation.
Oh, whatever. Whatever, I say. We don't need another Hangover. We had 2 hangovers too many. And look, I mean, this is just doing what Kevin Smith did with Jay and Silent Bob because he gave them an animated film too, and it just sort of
really?
It did nothing.
Yeah. No, I don't think I'd watch it if it was an animation. Actually, I don't even think I'd watch a Part 4. To be honest with you, I think they just let sleeping dogs lie. It was good while it was lasted. Just leave it now.
Yeah. Look, it's. I mean, I at that point in time when the first one came out, I loved Todd Phillips, the director. He had made some really great comedies. And I just feel like that first movie was a fantastic standalone movie. It was essentially a redo of Bachelor Party meets Very Bad Things, right? That's
I was going to say, just heaps.
2 movies they amalgamated.
Influence from everywhere.
We just didn't need more, and we got more, and it was just flogging a dead horse. And so I don't know. I think maybe I hope he's stirring shit. I hope that it's not real, but if it is, yeah, like you, I'll skip it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'll definitely skip it. I haven't had much movie news at all, so I don't know if there's anything that popped up on your radar.
Oh, look, the only thing I think everyone now has probably seen the footage of Jake Gyllenhaal from the Roadhouse movie. They're doing I don't even
Yes, ma'am, I have.
I don't want to call this a remake of Roadhouse because I don't think it is. I just think they've taken the title, loose concept, and made their own story out of it. So I think it'll be something very, very different to the Patrick Swayze movie. But he recently shot a fight scene, what was it, MMA or something like that, or UFC?
UFC.
Yeah, and it looks very real, and the newspapers are all reporting that he's won his first championship. That's not what's happened here. He's just shot.
He just shot a
scene from a movie that happened to be at a real venue with a real crowd, much like Pitch Perfect when Jimmy Fallon and Drew Barrymore went onto the pitch. That's what it was, right? So, but he looks ripped. He looks incredible, according to Chloe. And
I like
better
Jake
move on.
Gyllenhaal on his bad days. To see him walk out on that stage in those shorts, Lord have mercy. I'm not even religious. Like, anyway.
So many things I want to say that are inappropriate, so we should move on.
Keep internalized thoughts inside. Keep the bad thoughts inside. Absolutely.
I think what you're doing is you're just stalling the inevitable.
You know I am. No, that's exactly what I'm doing.
Let's. I mean, because we're probably already way over time.
I know. I feel like we are.
Add a little bit of context here. So we played a game last week called Celebrity Chit Chat. Very awkward, uncomfortable, embarrassing, and agonizing game, frankly.
To say the least, yeah.
But this was my brainchild. It's one that I want to at least have another go at. And the concept of this is we both nominate a voice for the other to imitate. It can be any kind of character, actor, whatever. And then we have to pluck out a random conversation and try to hold the conversation for 15 seconds at least. So
yeah, hopefully it works out better than last week, because last week was just a flippin' disaster.
It was a shit show. I've had comments saying how hilarious it was to watch. And I think this is an instance where we just have to cop it for the benefit of entertainment.
Oh, is that what we're doing? Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. All right.
Let's give it one more shot and then we'll let the people speak. And if we don't hear any feedback at all, we can move on from it.
Okay. All right. Sounds like a plan to me.
All right.
Do you want me to drop the ball first as to who I've chosen for you?
Yep.
Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
You're ready for this? All right. I have gone with Ernie of the famous Bert and Ernie.
Hey, Bert.
Oh, see, you're gonna fucking nail this already. I know it.
Well, Bert is going to be having a chit chat with Maggie Smith.
Why do you choose all the British people for me?
Because I think you're actually quite good at it.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Hang on. All right. Hang on. All right. Okay.
So what are we talking about?
I've got a little jar here.
Now, just because I can say, hey, Bert, does not mean I can hold this accent at all.
Well, hang on. Hang on. Maggie Smith.
This is hilarious.
Ronald Weasley. No, that sounds like his mother. All right. Oh, fuck. This is going to be terrible.
No, you need to put a bit more fragility in there, a bit frailer. Ronald Weasley.
She kind of
pick a topic.
Those.
Yes, that's good.
Those.
Hold that. Hold that. Ebert. What have you got? Come on. I can't read that.
Only positive things about being stranded on a desert island.
Well, I get to wank all day.
Yes. And the sun is so wonderful for my skin.
I like your skin, Maggie.
Ew.
Said no one ever.
Hang on, she kind of has like a mouth like a cat's asshole. Hang
on. Which is
nothing
amazing,
comes to mind.
Which is amazing for podcast listeners.
Oh. Time when the podcast host forgets that it's also sound and not just video anymore.
Well, I think we know where the future of that segment's going.
Down the fucking toilet. I'm so sorry, Glenn, that didn't work out the way that
No, that's all right. We had to give it at least 2 cracks. Like, we could not just do one and abandon.
No. I feel like if we practiced in our own homes a little bit more, then we'd be okay.
Who's got time?
Or
for that?
we can just work them into everyday conversation between us. Like I can quite easily slip into Drew Barrymore, so I might just do that every now and then during the podcast.
Alrighty.
Oh god. Oh, what is that? Glenn, can you hear that?
That's the outro music. Oh my god. Took
We're
me by
being played
surprise.
off like we're at the Oscars. Oh my gosh. Well,
need a hook.
I guess this is where we thank everybody, new listeners and returning listeners, for coming back and hanging out with us and jumping on the buffoon bandwagon. Fucking hell.
The other thing that you forget about when you're doing these outros is that we are video as well, and therefore it's like reading off a page is not ideal. But you may as well just hold it up.
Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe.
Absolutely.
Everybody, thank you again to everyone actually tuning in. I will be serious now that I'm actually doing the host job and not just leaving it all up to Glenn. But yes, thank you to everyone. Thank you to Newsly and Podbean. And until next week.
All right. See you, Chloe.
Toodle pip.
Did you just say toodle pip?
I did.